What is up, everybody? I'm Alex Dauterive. This is Brian Gregoire, and we are the layup line here at SEC Unfiltered. Welcome all to talk about some SEC college hoops. We are excited. We had some crazy midweek slate of games. Okay, so we're going to talk about a handful of those games, and then we're going to also talk about the Saturday slate of games. Look, there were a lot of crazy games in the midweek slate. A lot of teams that we did not think were going to win won their games, and then the teams that we did think were going to win decimated their opponents. Okay, it was a crazy midweek slate, honestly. But this Saturday, this is the final regular season game for all these SEC teams before going to the SEC tournament, then March Madness. So those will be some crazy ones. We have some really fun matchups for this Saturday. But before we jump into all that stuff, guys, make sure you download the Underdog app today. Use promo code SECU to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code SCCU, guys. So download Underdog right now and make sure you hit the subscribe button because we're so close to hitting 30,000 subscribers. And before we even get crazier into this, follow Brian at his social media networks and mine at mine as well. Normally I say that at the end, but just put it at the start here today. Just feeling good.
Woke up feeling dangerous.
Dangerous indeed. Now the first game we're going to talk about, this is going to make Brian sad. Bama in Georgia. Georgia beat Bama 98-88. We both thought that Bama was going to beat this Georgia Mike White team. The shooting on Alabama when it came to the three-pointers, then they went for 42, and they just were not hitting those things. Compared to, look at Georgia. Catching's over here, 32 points. Okay, that's the great. You just don't know what you're going to get, I feel like, from this Georgia team. Because normally it's Wilkins, it's Wilkinson. It's somebody else. Kane over here, he had 16 points. He showed up today. Melender with 12 points. And then the typical guys from Bama, Phylon 26 points. Wrightsell 19 points. Holloway 15 points. Like the starting five did really well, except Allen was just not shooting good. He was 1 for 7, 1 for 4 to 3. Did not have his best night. And then the bench just couldn't do enough for them.
Look, I'll be honest. I'm not that sad about this game whatsoever. I think that the timing of it is perfect. Alabama was on an 8-game winning streak. You're heading into SEC tournaments. You're heading into March Madness. Yeah, you need a little wake up call. And I would rather the loss come to Georgia on a random Tuesday night than on a not so random Thursday or Friday or Saturday or Sunday night here in a few weeks and the round of 32 or even the round of 64. I don't want to be one of those teams walking out with our heads hung, crying into our Gatorade towels after losing to Stephen F. Austin. I don't want that to be us. So I would rather, I don't want any crying clarinet girls in our band after we lose to Robert Moore. So I will take this loss on a Tuesday night as a reinforcement, as a wake-up call. And it was almost like Alabama reverted back to the old ways. They held Tennessee to 69 points. They're very, very, very physical. Beat Tennessee at their own game pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And then Georgia drops 98 on them. And, yes, I was disappointed with Alabama defensively at times. There are times where I didn't think that they're physical enough. But then when you also have a guy like ktaEm Catchings playing the way that he did,
he was crazy.
Sometimes a guy just has his night. He dropped 32. Sometimes a guy just has his night. Same Elmo's Fire says, just once in his life a man has his time, and that time was Catchings on Tuesday night. So, it is what it is. I'll take it. It's all how we move forward. I would also rather lose to Georgia than lose to Auburn. So
that's what I figured you were going to say that. It's like I'd lose this one, win Saturday. I'll be happy.
Yeah, I want to kick Auburn's ass on Saturday. That's what it's all about.
There we go. No, look, I do think this. It's better to lose. Like if you're going to get one, get it now. You need a wake up call, and it's disappointing in the sense that, like you just said, that Tennessee game. They looked so different there on that defensive front. We're like, whoa, we're seeing something new from this team. And then, boom, reverted backwards. You're like, what just happened, guys? You just went and beat a good Tennessee team, played great defense, then this. But live and learn. Living life.
You know what's funny about this whole thing is it was pretty much almost a year ago after the same exact thing happened last year when Alabama played Florida on, I believe it was either a Tuesday or a Wednesday night, and the game looked exactly the same. It was like a 98-88 game where they just got outscored, and Alabama made it to the Elite last year. So who's to tell? Maybe the timing was good.
See what happens. The next game we're going to talk about here is both these teams. We've just not been able to get a pulse on them, I feel like, the entire season. Brian was talking to me earlier about this, and it's Kentucky and Texas A&M. Both these teams, I feel like you feel this way about them, then you feel like it's just very bipolar with how you feel about these two teams. Kentucky loses 85-96 against A&M. Not saying either team's a bad team, but it's just like with the run that A&M's had losing wise, and then look at Kentucky, they had that stretch of all those wins, and I think they're 2-3 for the last 5 games, which is just terrible.
You know, there's a Pink Floyd song, "Comfortably Numb." These teams are comfortably mid,
Oh, geez,
and that's really what it is. The highs are great, the lows are low, and like you said, I really can't get a pulse on them. College Station can be a tough place to play. There's a good atmosphere there, and so sometimes that can come into play. And matchups like this, and A&M just shot out of their minds. I mean, dropped almost the hundreds. You know, they knocked down 13 threes. When you have a night like that, no, you're hard to beat. And I guess I really wasn't expecting that version of A&M to emerge in that game on Tuesday night. Nonetheless, there it was.
In this one, it's the same old story. You can't put all your marbles in your boy Otego away. Okay, you need to spread it out. It can't all be on him. But then the free throw shooting on both these teams, 69% for A&M, 27 for 39. So the fact that they went for 39 free throws, made 27. That's just insane. But then other side there, 61%, 17 for 28 from Kentucky. You guys, if you're missing over 10 free throws a game, what the hell? Like, I just still like. I would have my players out there shooting free throws. Guys, go out there. We're going to do a few hours of just free throws. It's like, how are we missing over 10?
Well, that was the harpoon for Kentucky, but then you also have to acknowledge for A&M, their bench play was incredible. I mean, former Alabama guard Rylan Griffin, 21 points. He knocked down 4 threes. He had a great night. AG had 14. Dominguez had 17. Like they were cooking on the bench, and when you have a great bench performance like that too, A&M was pretty much just the deeper team, and like you said, Kentucky was reliant on away, and A&M just beat them with depth. They're more efficient. They had the home court advantage, and they used it to their advantage and got this win, which is a huge win for A&M going into the SEC tournament by all means.
What's crazy is I gave so much praise a few days ago when we filmed our other podcast on Chandler, Owe, and Aberdeen. All 3 of them going crazy, especially Chandler, because he was just hitting threes like crazy. This game, Chandler had 3 points. So it's just like it's the consistency part there. You got to have consistency. And right now, that's what the team's lacking. What's crazy is both teams, the bench is kind of what showed up more for Kentucky, even in this game. Noah, 9 points. Diabate, 19 points. Garrison, at least with 8. I mean, 3 of them, those guys on the bench scored more than 3 of the main starters. So, but same thing like you just said, like the bench, though, for freaking A&M was just lights out in this game.
Yeah, that's what it takes to win.
Now, the next game we're going to talk about, I mean, we figured this was going to be the case. Florida just annihilated Mississippi State, and this was without Tommy Boy in this game. Xavier Lee had a freaking night. Okay, Condon had a night. Let's see this. And then where's my boy Cooper? We have a walk-on here. Man got his first ever points for the Florida Gators and got a 3-pointer made. I think it was like the last minute and a half. Dude, the crowd went crazy. Okay, you love to see it. On senior as well, I think it was just Micah Hangleton and just Xavier Lee that were noticed for it. You know how crazy it would be if Alex Condon, Tommy Ha, and Ruben Chinulu stayed another year. They're not going to. They're going to go to the draft. But in a world if they did stay would be insane. But Condon 26 points, Chinulu 11, Hangleton 10, Boogie Flan 10, Xavier Lee 19, and Urban with 10. They had 6 guys with double-digit points in this game, and then Brown with 9, Ingram with 8. Like they just went crazy. Mississippi State, that team is basically just Hubbard. It's just him, and if he doesn't score 40, 35 plus points, it's over. He had 21 points, and it was just done. Okay, 108-74. And the crazy thing is there was a point where Mississippi State had a pretty good lead there at the start of this game, and by the time you're in the second half, you're like, they had a lead? You didn't even remember that Mississippi State ever had a lead in this game. But all the Florida Gators right now, they're a scary team. Right now, I think their net ranking is 4. They're ranked number 5 in the country, and they're right there from being in the number 1 seed, which we've talked about it every week. We were talking about before the show. It's just like it's crazy to think and to fathom. In the odds, we were like, maybe if they inch into it, and it's like right there.
No, there's and they've had a couple things really go their way. Like we've seen, Iowa State really shit their pants the past couple of days, the past couple games. So that's been a huge advantage. You gotta hope some Houston losses, gotta hope some Arizona losses potentially, poor performances in their conference tournaments, which I don't know if you're going to see that, but it's UConn too. You really just got to cross your fingers if you're a Florida fan. I mean, generally, them playing a 15 or 16 seed, I'm not really that concerned. Like I think you'll be all right.
I'm more so concerned with where they're going to get placed, with who the number 1 seed's going to be, where they have to go against. That's where I'd be more curious.
I don't know if it's going to matter for Florida. They kind of remind me of their team last year, and so like you said, they played Maryland, they played Texas Tech. Like they had a really tough path. Auburn in the Final Four. Like, there's really no breaks. I feel like Florida's like a Ford F-250 Raptor. Like there's just multiple gears. You just turn the dial, and it doesn't really matter. The opponent, they find a way to cruise through. Like there's some teams out there. I'm like, oh man, I hope they get placed in this region or that region, or else they're going to be screwed. I don't have that vibe with Florida. I think that they're built different.
Brian, I love that you said all that.
Yeah, I know you do. Don't let it go to your head too much.
But no, I feel really good about this team. They got to play against the Kentucky and Rep Arena. We're going to talk about that later. So it's just exciting to see them play how they have been playing, especially with the progress we've seen in our guards. Like, look at our boys, Boogie Flan and Xavier Lee, stepping up, playing big. That's what's made me happy, is just seeing their switch from the start of the season to now. The next game, we just watched it earlier today, guys. Arkansas and Texas. Oh, my goodness. Now, we were flipped on this one. I honestly almost picked Texas with Brian with this one because I agree with that take. I mean, they got obliterated, 34-point loss to Florida. Can they bounce back from it? And this team goes and plays against Texas. They look like an Elite 8 team. It's crazy.
It was almost like they just decided to turn it on. I mean, they had almost a 60-point half in the first half. Like they woke up today and decided to turn it on. They dropped 105. When Arkansas decides they want to play,
they're elite.
It's scary, but they're not consistent like that. So you'll get these performances, and then you'll have games like the Auburn loss where you're like, what the hell just happened? And so that's why I don't trust them in the long run. I think that they're one of those teams opposite of Florida, where the region placement does matter. Who they're going to play does matter a lot. But you'll find very few guys that are bigger Darius Acuff guys than me. I mean, he's been brilliant this year.
I mean, Darius Acuff and Brazil, both of them got 28 points in this game.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. You just need it can't just be him. And the fact that we saw both those guys just go crazy. Boom. I mean, like you said, 56 points the first half, 49 in the second. It's just crazy numbers.
Yeah, he had a double-double. And whenever they had that alley-oop lob off of the glass in the fourth quarter, or second half, excuse me, I was like, these guys are just feeling it tonight. And Texas, Texas honestly just came out flat. Like you could tell in the first couple of minutes of the game, they were just flat. I mean, 38% from three. They went 5 for 13. They were just bone dry, playing a team that was 58% from both the field overall and 3-point percentage, and knocked down 80% of their threes compared to Texas' 52%. So one team couldn't shoot, the other could. That's pretty much what this game came down to.
The second half of this game was no defense. Texas, I think, had 51 points. Arkansas had 49. At that point, they started actually hitting their shots. But, I mean, my goodness. It was just like, okay. But, I mean, you're not going to be able to – if you're still letting Arkansas hit their shots like they were, there's no way you're going to – you need to have a 70, 80-point, half to beat them. Good luck.
I mean, they're up by 22 at the half. Like
there's no way
kicking them in the face. There's nothing because and Texas was bone dry in the first half. They found their groove in the second half, but it was just a little too late. Yeah,
you got to play a full game of basketball. You got to go in there awake, ready to go. They just weren't ready. I saw some A&M fans chirping us, and they're like, "You had this team," and I was like, I did comment, and I was like, "No, I picked Arkansas." But I mean, look, A&M fans, you guys should probably beat Texas. I don't think they beat them this last time around, but now on the important side here, it's our Saturday picks, our last regular Saturday picks. So we have the SEC tournament, guys. So this is pretty exciting. Some fun matchups. Some matchups I feel like that are going to be toss-ups. I think this first one, we might have different picks. Mm-hmm. I'm picking it this way solely because I feel like if I pick the other team, they're going to lose. I picked Arkansas to beat Missouri for Arkansas, Missouri.
I'm actually going to go Arkansas for that game as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Arkansas, don't mess the mojo up here because we picked you this time. Now, I do believe this one is in Columbia, but I just think Arkansas, look, they look insane right now. And Mizzou is they just got dismantled by Oklahoma.
It's that they had their little coming back down to earth moment. Like I picked Missouri. I flirted with picking Oklahoma, and I should have listened to that voice inside of me. But the
little voice should have listened to it.
It's gonna happen. It's no big deal. But yeah, my gut just tells me Arkansas for that game.
I picked Arkansas as well. Next, we have Ole Miss, South Carolina. I've actually been staying clear of Ole Miss for so long. I picked them in the worst game to pick them. Give me Ole Miss to beat South Carolina. Give me Ole Miss to beat South Carolina.
Oh, that game's like the Jets and the Giants last year.
It's terrible.
Yeah, I can honestly give me Ole Miss too.
Now they had a thriller of a game against Vandy going to overtime. So like Ole Miss, you know what? Maybe they get it. Maybe they get it. This next one's going to be a fun one. It's Tennessee and Vanderbilt. I picked Tennessee to beat Vandy.
I'm going to take Tennessee too. I just don't trust Vanderbilt.
There we go. I think that's fair. That's fair. Next one, Georgia, Mississippi State. Give me Georgia to beat Mississippi State.
Yeah, Georgia, I will pick against you this time. I'll take it.
Yeah. We learned a lesson. Georgia's also just a clear better team over Mississippi State. No offense, Mississippi State. Then the next one, we have Florida, Kentucky. Give me Florida to beat Kentucky in Rupp Arena.
Yeah, I actually think Florida wins by around 15 in this game.
If they win by that much, I'll be whoa. Please do. Please win by that much, Florida. Next one, A&M, LSU. Give me A&M to beat LSU.
Yeah, I'll take A&M. That one's not too hard.
A&M, LSU's just, God, they've had such an awful season. This one will be a fun game. I'm excited for the two that I'm looking forward to the most. Actually, three. Be Florida, Kentucky, then Vandy, Tennessee. Then it's Bama, Auburn. Give me Alabama to beat Auburn.
Good man. You made the right pick. Roll Tide.
I think that's going to be an electric game. I would love just to be there for the atmosphere, the craziness.
I hope we bring the noise and the energy on Saturday.
it's going to be insane. I just know it's going to be crazy. Last one here, I have Texas and Oklahoma. This one, I'm taking Texas. Give me Texas to beat Oklahoma.
Oh, this one's tough because Oklahoma's had a couple real shocking performances, but
this one is in Texas. By the way, this one's in Austin. So that's why I picked Texas for this one. I do think it'll make the difference here.
Oklahoma might be shockingly bad. Give me Texas.
Yeah, it might be shockingly bad.
You don't know. You never know what to experience with those crimson and cream.
You don't, honestly. But no, Bam. I think we picked high five, air five, boom. We picked the same ones. I think this.
Yeah, and I know we get grilled for that sometimes, but I don't care. Kiss the ring.
It makes sense. Like these,
yeah, a lot of these, I just don't feel like going against you with them because I thought about picking Oklahoma. I thought about picking Missouri over Arkansas. I just don't feel like either of them are a smart choice. So
a lot of these, Ole Miss, South Carolina, you got some coin flips, and you're like, who could even Tennessee, Vandy. But I do think we chose the winners here. We'll see, guys. Let us know in the comments, what do you think of the picks that we have for this Saturday? Do you agree with them? Do you disagree with them? Let us know in the comments down below. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button right now if you haven't already. Because why not? You're already watching us, but hit the subscribe button. Join the SEC Unfiltered family and the Layup Line family, guys. And make sure, this is really important, download the Underdog app today and use promo code SECU to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code SECU. Underdog makes picks win money. Must be 18 years or older, 19 up in Alabama, New England, 19 up in Colorado for some games, 21 and up in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-MY-RESET or 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP, 1-800-639-8783, or text NEXT STEP to 53342. New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE New York, or text HOPE New York 467-369. Guys, we have so many exciting episodes coming up for you. This next week, we'll jump in, talk about the Saturday slate, and then we have to talk about the SEC tournament, and then boom, March Madness, guys. So things are moving and grooving. I'm wearing my Final Four, my gear today, and you generally see me in the Final Four hat, but I wore this just because I'm excited for it. I think we're gonna have so much fun.
Oh, I think we're in for a real treat overall March Madness this year.
One SEC play. Look, is it as crazy as it was last year? No, but I do think I like the teams that we have in the SEC that are going to go and play in March, and we got some teams that are like right there that are potentially last four in, last four out. There's that argument for Auburn right now because they did get that win they just got. So curious to see who makes it in, who doesn't make it in. I'm curious if Bama does beat them. I feel like Auburn's out. I
think that, and that's why I feel like that game's going to be close, is because it's not only a rivalry game, but I feel like Auburn is going to give Alabama everything that they have. And
they have to win it. I think that's the only chance.
Yeah, if they lose on Saturday, there's a couple years ago, I think it was 2023. Yes, it was. A&M had a similar season to what Auburn had, and they made it all the way to the championship against Alabama. And Bama won. That was a year with Brandon Miller, and A&M got left out. So it's really going to come down. So what I'm trying to say is sometimes it's not only that tournament performance. Like, it can be a great story, but at the end of the day,
gotta win.
You're going up against 7 or 8 other teams that are going for those final.
The same thing.
Bids. And I don't think that Auburn has enough quad one strength to go up against some of these other teams that they're going to be playing up against when it comes to those final spots.
That's fair.
Especially you stack up against like a UCF or something. Good night.
Yeah, because the games like UCF and then even TCU, they've had some crazy wins. We were talking about that earlier.
Yeah,
just some of these teams that are just Brian had put Mizzou in that category, like teams you just don't want to have to go up against, and they're right there.
And to Auburn's credit, they did go into Florida and get a win. They did beat Arkansas, so that is big. But
is it big enough though?
Their late season collapse might overshadow it. So it's just going to be interesting to see how the committee perceives it and what they do Saturday.
I agree, but let us know what you guys thought of this episode. Like I said earlier, make sure you follow my boy Brian at his social medias there and network. Follow me at mine, Alex Dauterive, and let us know what you thought of the midweek slate of games and our picks for Pick'em. And make sure you guys download the Underdog app and use promo code SECU. We will see you guys next week.